What's going on, everybody? I'm Johnny Brook. Welcome back to the Crafted Workshop video and welcome to my garage. So in this week's video, I'm going to show you how I completely reorganized this space, including building this mobile base for my workbench and this awesome drill charging station. And I partnered with Craftsman on this video, who is also the sponsor of this week's video, and you'll see me using a ton of their stuff in this project. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Since getting that shelving up, the other main problem area in the garage has been my workshop, since I was lacking some organization and, more importantly, mobility. So I'd started to get things organized with some of Craftsman's VersaTrack hanging storage, as well as one of their sweet tool chests, but things still weren't quite dialed in. What I really needed was a better way to move my workbench and miter saw station out from against the wall to work on projects, then back against the wall when I was done so that my wife could get her car in. To solve this issue, I whipped up a really quick mobile base for the workbench, and I kept the base super simple, just using 2x4s for the platforms and 2x6s for the legs. To build the base, I first cut the pieces to size over at the miter saw. After cutting the parts for the platforms to size, I could get them assembled with 3-inch screws. And these platforms are essentially assembled like a miniature wall, and I just added 2 screws at each joint. And it's also really helpful to pre-drive your screws here, since it can be pretty tricky to hold the piece in place while trying to add these long screws. After getting the first platform assembled, I repeated the process on the second platform, and as you might notice, I screwed up the spacing and ended up making all but one of the pieces too close to each other, leaving me with weird spacing for that last piece. With the 2 platforms assembled, I could get the legs cut to length from a 2x6 over at the miter saw, and once those pieces were cut to size, I could get the legs attached to the 2 platforms to complete the base structure. And I did add some glue to these joints for a little bit of added strength, and added 5 2.5-inch screws per joint, and this was probably overkill, but this thing ended up super sturdy. I also made sure the legs were nice and square and flushed them up with the ends of the platforms before adding the screws. I repeated the process at the other end of the base and then mounted the other 2 legs on the opposite side of the base. And as you can see, I changed the orientation of these legs, and this was for a few reasons. One, it was easier to get the piece of plywood I would be using for the bottom shelf into this opening. 2, it would be easier to access the items on the shelf from the front of the workbench. And C, having the legs oriented this way helps to prevent racking side to side. Once the legs were on, I could flip the base over and add some 4-inch locking casters from Rockler. And these are my favorite casters by far and make for an easy to move workbench that locks down super securely when it's time to get to work. After adding the casters, I flipped the base over, and as you can see, it wasn't quite flat due to these less than straight 2x4s, but it ended up settling out once everything was loaded onto the workbench. Next, I could get everything moved off of my existing workbench so that I could move the work top over onto the new base. And this workbench is actually a commercially available system from FastCap. Now, obviously, most of you don't have an existing workbench top like this, but you could easily make the legs on the base a little bit taller, add a piece of plywood or MDF on the top, and you'd have a simple, sturdy workbench. Anyway, after getting the tops moved over, I centered them on the base and then attached them to the base using 1.25-inch screws. And it was a little tricky to add the screws inside the tops at first, but I picked up this Craftsman flexible bit holder and it worked great for this. After driving these first few screws, I actually just ended up running the bit holder through one of the holes in the top of the workbench and basically just using it as a bit extension rather than trying to bend it to get inside the top, and this worked even better. Next, I could get the piece of 1/2-inch plywood for the bottom shelf cut to size with my circular saw, and then I installed it in the workbench. And I made the cut a little bit long, so I had to persuade it a bit to get it into place, but it ended up fitting well in the end. And I attached the plywood to the base with more of the trim head screws I used for the shelving, and I'm really excited to have all of this storage under the workbench now. Also, as luck would have it, that Craftsman V20 miter saw fits perfectly on this bottom shelf, so I can keep my larger miter saw set up on the workbench and then use the smaller miter saw for more mobile use. So with that, the workbench was good to go, so I can move on to the last bit of garage organization, a drill charging station. I found a great simple design from Amy over at her tool belt, which I'll link to in the video description, and I just modified it slightly for my needs and to use up the plywood scraps that I had on hand. First, I cut the sides and shelves to size over the table saw, using some larger scrap pieces of 3/4-inch plywood I had left over from the laundry room countertop I built a few weeks ago. Once those pieces were cut to size, I ripped strips to width to be used as the dividers and hangers for the Craftsman V20 drills, impact drivers, and cordless nailers I would be storing in this charging station. With the parts cut to width of the table saw, I could cut them to length at the miter saw. And while I'm working, let's take a second to talk about the sponsor of this week's video, Craftsman. So as you've probably noticed, I'm using a lot of Craftsman tools on this project, including the V20 cordless 2-tool combo kit, the V20 18-gauge cordless brad nailer, and their home toolkit, all of which are available on the Amazon Holiday Gift Guide. And any of these tools would make the perfect gift for that special DIYer, woodworker, or just all-around handy person in your life. So to learn more about these Craftsman tools and the Amazon Holiday Gift Guide, check out the links in the video description below, and thanks again to Craftsman for sponsoring this video. Next, I laid out where the dividers would be mounted on the lower shelf using a speed square, and in this design, the dividers are spaced apart about 3 inches, but if I had to do this again, I'd probably add in another 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch between the dividers, just so I could have a little bit more flexibility in which tools would fit into these slots in the future. The first things to actually assemble on the drill charging station were these little T-shaped sections, which are what the tools hang from. And the easiest way I found to do this was to use a few pieces of 3/4 inch plywood to help center the piece below, and then clamp the pieces down and tack the pieces together with some brad nails. Once it was tacked together, I came back with more of the trim head screws to make sure everything was permanent. Next, I could start getting the hangers mounted to the underside of the bottom shelf, and I used a square along with my layout lines from before to help make sure everything was in the right spot. Then I clamped it in place, flipped the whole thing over, and tacked the hanger in place with more brad nails. And I repeated the process for the rest of the hangers, making sure my spacing stayed even, and then I could test the fit. And everything seemed to fit well except for the impact driver with the magnetic screw holder attached, but I figure I can just hang that tool upside down. With the fit looking good, I came back and added some more screws to connect the hangers permanently. Before attaching the sides to the shelves, I needed to add a 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch strip to the bottom edge of the sides, and this will act as half of the hanger for the 2 tools at either end of the charging station. And once again, I attached this strip with brad nails and screws. Next, I could get the bottom shelf attached to the sides, and hopefully now you can see what those little strips from the last step were for, basically just completing that hanger structure. And I made sure the bottom of the hangers and the bottom of the sides were in line, clamped everything together, and then tacked the parts together. Once that was done, I could add the 2 upper shelves, and the spacing on these is completely up to you. And I decided to go with one slightly taller shelf for all of my batteries, and one shorter shelf for holding my drill and impact bit sets. Once again, I just tacked everything in place temporarily, and then after deciding everything looked good, I came back and added screws to tie it all together. I didn't actually have enough plywood on hand to create a full back panel, so I decided to just add this offcut from the bottom shelf on the workbench as a back panel for the 2 shelves. And that way stuff isn't falling off the back of the shelves. I'd also planned to mount this charging station using an integrated French cleat, so the whole thing sat flush on the wall, but it turned out I didn't have any plywood strips long enough, so I had to get a little bit creative. So instead of using a French cleat, I ripped a 2x4 down so that it had one square edge, and then mounted that at the top back edge of the charging station. Finally, I could get the charging station mounted on the wall, and of course I wanted it to be near an outlet. Unfortunately, the only spot I could fit this charging station with everything organized how I had it didn't really work. So after thinking about it a bit, I took down one of the Versatrack sections, and that opened up the perfect spot for the charging station, right by the outlet and not too high for adding and removing batteries on the chargers on the top shelf. Once it was mounted, I could spend some time getting the charging station loaded up with my various chargers, batteries, bit sets, and of course the tools themselves. And I also added a power strip to the top edge of the station so that I can have all the chargers plugged into that, leaving my outlet freed up for other corded tools. With that, other than a few odds and ends, the garage was complete, at least for now.
All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Again, if you want to learn more about those Craftsman tools and the Amazon Holiday Gift Guide, check out the links to that down in the video description below. Also in the video description below will be links to the other tools and materials I used on this project as always. Also, if it's your first time to the channel, go ahead and get subscribed and ring that little notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And last, while you're here, why don't you go ahead and check out some of my other projects, including some home improvement projects or maybe some other shop projects. All right, thanks for watching everybody, and until next week, happy building.